Picture this. A determined dreamer in Silicon Valley pours their heart, soul, and every penny into a startup. They're crafting what they believe is the perfect product, convinced it'll revolutionize the world. After months of work, they launch, and silence. No buzz, no customers, just an empty bank account begging for mercy. This isn't fiction. It's the reality for countless entrepreneurs, right out of The Lean Startup by Eric Ries. You might think launching a business is all about bold moves and big visions. But what if the real key is failing quickly, learning quicker, and pivoting like a pro? Get ready. The Lean Startup is about to shatter what you thought you knew about innovation. And I'm diving into 7 powerful takeaways that'll make you rethink how to build anything, from a side gig to a global brand. What if your biggest mistake isn't what you're doing wrong, but what you're not questioning? In The Lean Startup, Eric Ries doesn't just offer a plan. He sparks a revolution. Why do so many startups crash and burn? Why do brilliant concepts flop while bizarre ideas like pet rocks and Snuggies rake in millions? And what does it really take to build something that doesn't just survive but thrives in a world that never stops changing? This isn't just a book. It's a rallying cry for dreamers and doers alike. From Silicon Valley to Wall Street, from Elon Musk's constant testing to Steve Jobs' obsession with user feedback, The Lean Startup redefines what it means to succeed. So let's break down 7 insights that'll help you outthink, outmaneuver, and outlast your competition. Ready to flip the script? First main point, the build, measure, learn loop, your startup's pulse. Picture this, you're a chef, but instead of prepping a lavish 5-course meal, you serve a single bite, watch the reaction, and tweak the recipe instantly. That's the build, measure, learn loop, the heartbeat of the Lean Startup. Ries explains, the fundamental activity of a startup is to turn ideas into products, measure how customers respond, and then learn whether to pivot or persevere. Forget flawless planning. This is all about speed and feedback. Take Dropbox, for instance. They didn't build the full platform first. They made a simple video showcasing what Dropbox could do. The result? Thousands of sign-ups overnight, validating demand before any code was written. According to a 2017 Harvard Business Review study, startups that iterate using customer feedback are 30% more likely to survive their first year. Think of SpaceX. Each rocket launch is a test, every failure a lesson. So what's your version of that video? What's the smallest thing you can build to test your big idea? Keep that thought. We'll come back to it. Second main point, the minimum viable product. Launch ugly, win big. What if your scrappiest, most unfinished idea is actually your golden ticket? The Lean Startup champions the minimum viable product, or MVP, basically the bare bones of your concept, just enough to test it. Ries recounts how Zappos began. Founder Nick Swinburne didn't build warehouses or stock inventory. He simply posted photos of shoes online, bought them from local stores when ordered, and shipped them himself. Sound wild? Maybe, but it proved that people were ready to buy shoes online. Amazon later bought Zappos for $1.2 billion. Don't be afraid to launch something imperfect, Ries says. The goal is to start learning. A 2020 McKinsey report showed companies that launched MVPs cut time to market by as much as 50%. Remember Instagram? It started as a cluttered app called Bourbon. They simplified it to photos and filters, and boom, a billion-dollar brand. So what's holding you back from launching your ugly idea? We'll explore that more soon. Third main point, pivot or persevere. Mastering the art of change. Picture a boxer sidestepping a jab and landing a knockout. That's a pivot, and according to the Lean Startup, it's your secret advantage. A pivot means making a strategic shift, adjusting your product, market, or plan based on what you've discovered. Ries tells the story of Groupon, which started as a platform for social activism called The Point. It failed, but users loved one specific feature, group buying. They pivoted, and Groupon became a $6 billion business. A pivot takes courage, Ries says, but it's not failure, it's progress. The data agrees. A 2019 CB Insights report revealed that 70% of successful startups pivoted at least once. Think of Netflix. It shifted from mailing DVDs to streaming, leaving Blockbuster in the dust. Are you stuck with a failing plan, or are you brave enough to pivot? Keep that in mind. Fourth main point, validated learning. Ditch the guesses. Imagine you're navigating a storm, not with a compass but a crystal clear map. That's validated learning in the lean startup, replacing assumptions with real evidence. Ries shares his own experience at IMVU, where they wasted months building features no one wanted. So they changed tactics, testing every idea with real customers. The result? Less waste, more growth. Focus on what customers do, not what they say, Ries emphasizes. A 2021 Gartner study found companies using data-backed decisions outperform competitors by 25%. Look at Amazon. Bezos tracks how customers behave, tweaking even the smallest details. What are you assuming about your audience? We'll uncover that next. Are you building something right now? A startup, side project, or creative idea? What's the one assumption you're betting everything on? Share it in the comments, and let's figure out how the lean startup can help you test it before it flops. And if you're finding these insights valuable, hit that like button and subscribe. We're just getting started, and the next part is even better. Fifth main point: innovation accounting, tracking what counts. What if you're chasing the wrong goals? The lean startup introduces innovation accounting, a new way to measure progress when traditional business metrics fall short. Ries describes a startup obsessed with vanity metrics, things like website visits or app downloads. They looked good but hid a failing product. Instead, he urges tracking actionable metrics, like customer retention or engagement. We must learn what customers really want, not just what they say, Ries writes. A 2022 Forbes report noted that startups using actionable metrics are 40% more likely to attract investors. Think about Google's early strategy. They honed their search engine based on real user behavior. So what's your most important metric? Stay with me. We're almost there. Sixth main point: the power of small batches. Learn fast, stay agile. Let's say you're baking cookies for an event. Do you make 100 at once, hoping they're just right, or bake a small batch, taste and tweak? The lean startup says small batches win every time. Ries tells of a business that printed thousands of mailers, only to find a typo after they'd gone out. Working in small batches means catching mistakes early and moving faster. Small batches reduce risk and speed up learning, Ries writes. A 2018 MIT study found iterative methods can lower development costs by up to 30%. Look at Toyota's lean process, producing cars in flexible, efficient runs. How can you slice your big idea into smaller pieces? Almost there. Hang tight. Seventh main point: continuous deployment. Move fast, fix fast. What if your ability to recover quickly is your biggest edge? The lean startup backs continuous deployment, rolling out small updates constantly to learn and adapt. Ries highlights Etsy, which updates its live site dozens of times daily, improving in real time. The faster you ship, the faster you learn, he explains. A 2023 TechCrunch article found companies using this model release products 60% faster. Again, think SpaceX, each launch is an iteration, edging closer to Mars. So what's one small update you can make today? That's the key that can shift everything. Let's wrap it all up. The lean startup isn't just a book, it's a way of thinking. First, the build, measure, learn loop helps you adapt quickly, like Dropbox's demo video. Second, the MVP lets you go live with less, like Zappos testing demand with photos. Third, knowing when to pivot, like Groupon's billion-dollar shift, can save your company. Fourth, validated learning replaces guessing with data, like Amazon's smart tweaks. Fifth, innovation accounting helps you measure real progress, just like Google's click-through focus. Sixth, working in small batches keeps you flexible, like Toyota's lean system. And seventh, continuous deployment helps you improve faster, like Etsy's lightning-fast updates. Together, these 7 insights are your guide to building something truly resilient. So here's the big takeaway. The lean startup leaves you with: what's the smallest action you can take right now to test your boldest idea? Don't wait for perfection. Launch, learn, and leap. If this video sparked something in you, share it with someone who needs this. And if you want more powerful ideas like this, hit subscribe and check out our video on atomic habits to learn how tiny changes can create massive results. As Eric Ries puts it, the only way to win is to learn faster than anyone else. So go out there, learn, build, and win. I'll catch you in the next one.